Let's talk about victims today. Something that I strongly dislike are people who love to have a problem. Okay, listen. We are all on this planet together. But this whole intersectionality thing, this whole who is the biggest victim, this whole victimhood complex thing that is so popular these days, it's not working. It's unacceptable. You've got BLM, who, despite the fact that slavery has been over for a long time here in America, and despite the fact that black people are given huge advantages over everyone else. Let's just go with the SATs. Did you know that a black person only has to get 80% of the score that a white person has to get in order to pass it? Meanwhile, Asians have to get something like 120% of the score. That's pretty ridiculous. Why can't it be a level playing field? Where is this equality that you speak of? We go for feminism. It has been proven time and time again that the wage gap does not exist. Okay? Women are not making 70 cents on the dollar for a man for the same job. The wage gap is predicated upon messed up numbers. They took the average of all jobs for men and the average of all jobs for women, mashed those numbers together and found that this one was higher because guess what? Leaders tend to be men. The people who are ambitious enough and the people who are going to leave their home and their family and spend 16 hours a day in the office or on the trading floor or doing whatever it takes to make the money, guess what? Those people are going to get the money. And those people, historically and realistically, have been men. That isn't a fault of women. That isn't a fault of anyone or anything. That isn't even a fault of the system. It simply is. It's okay for women to be housewives and to take care of children. It's okay for women to not be housewives and take care of children, but to demonize a woman for wanting to not have a career or to demonize women for keeping those earnings numbers in general low is wrong. And it is an attempt to claim victimhood. If you have a problem, guess whose problem that is? It is yours. It's not mine. It's not the government's. It isn't the man's. It isn't the system's problem. It is your problem. The University of Missouri, Mizzou, it's called, Mizzou, they have recently been experiencing a huge drop in revenue. They've had to close down campuses. They've had to lay off teachers due to the fact that they just don't have the money to pay them. This was because a black kid, a student, decided to make up a story about people driving around the campus in a truck and yelling racial insults. I think there was something about a poop swastika in there as well. Turned out he had made it all up. Turned out he wasn't depressed at all. Turned out his parents were worth $20 million. And he was getting a free ride through college. But that didn't make him black enough. And so he had to play the victim card. And now an entire university is suffering for it. We're seeing the same on the campuses at Evergreen College. Evergreen College or University? I forget what it is. But if you've seen the tapes, you know what I'm talking about. People want to make themselves into victims because otherwise they would have to take effort in life. You know, I personally know some professional victims, people who have given up, people who they simply don't have any fight in them left, and so the only ones that they fight now are the ones who are still trying. This constant litany of, oh, just give up. Oh, it's not even worth it anymore. You don't need that. You don't need to do that. Just give up. Just let it go. That is something that irritates me deeply, and it should irritate you too. People, we can't give up. This country was not made by people who give up, but it could easily be destroyed by people who give up. The government isn't going to save you. The government isn't going to make sure that you are safe. The government is going to make sure that the people who are running it are safe. To all the professional victims out there, to all the people who believe that their problems are the responsibility of somebody else, I'm telling you now, if you don't fix your problems, nobody else is. Start taking care of it. Start taking care of yourself. Look for the root cause. I know people who say people don't want to be around them. People don't want to deal with them. And then they try to make it be somebody else's problem. But I happen to know that these people, they kind of have a little bit of a superiority complex, or maybe they're a bit of a narcissist. Not the silly, prancing kind, but the actual dangerous kind. Or maybe they have a rage problem and they tend to go off in very inappropriate places, in inappropriate ways. To these people I say, I have just stated the root cause of your problem. If you choose to ignore it, that's not on me. That's on you. If you liked this video, which you probably didn't, because most of you out there watching YouTube are professional victims, and you're just looking for your next fix, your next, don't worry, you're perfect the way you are. And you didn't find it here. If that's the case, hey, you've watched this far, I've already gotten your view, you don't have to like or share. But those who did like it, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be spitting truth at you constantly. It's never going to stop. In the meantime, I'm going to go shut this thing down. Goodbye.